sat down with Sarah Palin this past week for 2 wide-ranging interviews. And what I found is a woman ready to take on her critics. She takes aim especially at John McCain's staff members with whom she privately, and now very publicly, is feuding about what happened inside that failed presidential campaign. We also talked about her future. And when I asked her if she will run for president in 2012, she didn't say no. But what formed her? What made Palin, Palin?
A standout high school point guard, concerned citizen, became a member of the PTA, then a city council member, then a mayor, now a governor.
Our mission is putting Alaskans first.
She is one of the most divisive and controversial political figures of our time. A small-town, moose-eating mayor who became Alaska's youngest governor, and then last year...
He has chosen the governor of Alaska.
Sarah Palin was plucked from obscurity and exploded onto the national stage.
I will be honored to accept your nomination for Vice President of the United States.
A political lightning rod, a conservative with sex appeal. She is loved by some.
She has a stronger resume than Obama.
Hated by others.
This is a Category 5 moron we have on our hands.
Mention her name and all those sounds and images come flooding back.
I love those hockey moms. You know, they say the difference between a hockey mom and a pit bull? Lipstick.
There was the snowmobiling first dude, their 5 children, a surprise pregnancy, and the special one.
Well, Daddy?
Expensive clothes, and of course, Tina Fey.
Are we not doing the talent portion?
The jokes were and remain searing and relentless.
Sarah Palin!
Now, straight from Wasilla, comes her book that has already put over $1 million in her pocket. In it, Palin portrays herself as a free spirit who fell victim to political operatives that tried to shut her up. But as the title, Going Rogue, suggests, Sarah Palin isn't just back. She's stirring the political stew, possibly preparing for a presidential run and settling scores from last year's blistering loss. You call your book Going Rogue, an American life, but it's really an Alaskan life that defines who you are.
An Alaskan life is what I think an American life can be. We have a very independent, pioneering, self-help spirit up there in Alaska, where we take care of one another, very strong families, strong communities, where it's not government mandating that we all take care of each other. And that lifestyle, I think more Americans need to recognize and appreciate.
Growing up near the top of the world, Palin describes a God-fearing frontier life where she and her family raised chickens, caught fish, and as everyone knows by now, hunted moose. You write about how you and your dad shot and carved up a moose before you left for school, and he put the eyeballs in your hand?
My dad's a science teacher, and he tried to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. What he would do is fill the family's freezer at the same time, bringing specimens to his young students. Yeah, he asked me to participate in that by holding the warm eyeballs, and in that event I said, no, Dad, I just can't do that one.
Some things are too far.
Some things are just a little bit too far. Yes, he did raise a tough hunting buddy, but I did have my limits.
She was Miss Wasilla one minute and Sarah Barracuda the next for her hometown Warriors. You're a good basketball player.
Basketball was my life growing up, yes.
Okay, do you think that President Obama should have women on his basketball team when they go and play?
I have looked in those photo ops for a couple of women. Haven't seen them yet. Yes, I do, yes.
You want to volunteer to be on the team?
Well, I think he'd have that height advantage, and he would smoke me if we were on opposite teams.
She may hold her own on the basketball court, but throughout her book, she writes that McCain aides complained that she didn't play ball when it came to campaign strategy. Almost from the start, Palin challenged important McCain decisions. You wanted to attack Barack Obama primarily for his association with Reverend Jeremiah Wright.
Goddamn America!
But the McCain aides wouldn't let you. And you wrote, quote, I will forever question the campaign for prohibiting discussions of such associations. Now, campaign officials said to us that it was McCain's decision not to discuss Reverend Wright because it would have ugly racist overtones and there would be no control of the issue.
I think it's unfortunate that Too many people in politics right now want to be so politically correct that they dare not question a person's associations because they would fear that they would be called a racist. That's that political correctness that's going to do our country in, and I don't subscribe to that.
Palin takes no prisoners, pointing out her foes. She grumbles that senior McCain aides repeatedly tried to temper her remarks or muzzle her completely. Throughout the book, you complain about being, and I'm quoting, handled and packaged. And you write that the McCain campaign told you what to wear, when you could talk to the press, when you couldn't, what to say, where to go. Steve Schmidt, the campaign's senior advisor, told you, quote, stick with the script.
Things kind of came to a head at one point where I told Steve Schmidt, really, you got to let me say what I want to say. You got to let me speak from the heart on some of these issues. It's kind of like a relationship that you have when you're young, when you're with someone and they say, oh, I love you the way you are, now let me change you.
The McCain people, some of the aides, say, look, you were the vice presidential candidate. The decisions were John McCain's decisions, and you have to go with the strategy of the campaign team.
And we did go with the strategy, and we lost. And that's fine.
But wait, had you been allowed to speak, would it have made a difference? Would you have won?
No, the economy tanked. The electorate was ready, sincerely, for change.
Let's get to the close. Okay. So you arrive at the Republican convention to find 4 huge racks with $150,000 worth of new clothes waiting for you. And you write, the price tags almost knocked my eyes out. Why didn't you say no to these clothes? Say, I'm going to wear what I ordinarily wear. This is not right for me.
Well, remember, I arrived at the vetting process experience and then the campaign with an overnight bag. And then the frustration, though, was once that controversy exploded about the clothes, it just baffled me and Todd and my family.
You know, that's interesting because you write, my family was made to look like a herd of hillbillies who had come to the big city and started living high on the hog. Why didn't the campaign defend you at that time?
I will never know why there wasn't more defense of my family. My family is a real American family, not pretentious, just hardworking. But double standard there, never did hear any of the male candidates ever be asked, who supplied your shoes? The male candidates were never asked.
The clothes went back.
The clothes all went back. They were never my clothes.